Hello traders, you are welcome back to the Forex Geek channel. In this particular video, we are just going to be taking, a deep dive into the H1 trading strategy. All right, it is one of the most practical and effective approaches to navigating the Forex markets. Okay. Now, the H1, of course, which stands for the 1 hour time frame, it strikes the perfect balance between higher time frame clarity and shorter time frame precision. Okay, so the H1 is slow enough to filter out the noise that you would usually find on the 1 minute or the 5 minute chart, but at the same time the H1 is fast enough to give you consistent opportunities without waiting days for a setup. Okay, so let us just break it down step by step. First of all, we start with market structure. All right, on the H1 chart, structure is quite easy to recognize. Okay, you'll often see clear higher highs, right, and higher lows. Okay, that is for an uptrend, and obviously you'll see the lower highs and lower lows for a downtrend. Now the 1 hour time frame makes it less confusing compared to very short time frames where candles are all over the place. Okay, learning to spot the overall direction is the foundation of the H1 trading strategy. Once structure is clear, we look at support and resistance. All right, once we have a clear structure, the next thing for us to do is to look at our support and resistance zones. All right, on the H1 chart, these zones tend to be more respected than on lower time frames. Okay, of course, support and resistance zones are usually more respected on higher time frames compared to lower time frames. Okay, it's a normal thing. All right, you'll notice price reacting to key levels much more consistently, which gives you confidence in planning trades. You mark out your key levels. You can even decide to go to a higher time frame to mark out these levels. All right, you can decide to go to the 4 hour or even the daily chart. You mark out your levels, and then you come back down to the 1 hour chart, and execute your trades. Right. So this multi-time frame approach is what makes the H1 strategy so effective. Okay, now let us talk about entries and exits. Okay, the beauty of the H1 trading strategy is that you don't need to rush. Yeah, when price approaches a support or a resistance zone, you just wait for confirmation. Okay, this could be a candlestick pattern, like a rejection wick, an engulfing candle, or simply a shift in structure. Okay, take for instance here, we had price come to test this resistance, right? If you look closely, you'll see that we had a rejection wick around here. And you remember that rejection wick is a sign that, price is about to reverse. The bears are rejecting this zone, right? The bears are trying to gain control, showing that, this zone is being respected. And you can see here again, we had a rejection wick, all right? So rejection wick is one of the signs to look out for around the resistance or around a support zone. Okay, it could also be an engulfing candle or any other bearish reversal candlestick pattern if it is a resistance, or bullish reversal candlestick pattern if it is a support. Now for exits, you just aim for the next key level. All right, you know, whether that is the next support or next resistance or structure high or low. For example, if we were going to enter a sell trade around here, perhaps after we had this pattern form, enter a sell trade around here, and you know, of course, our stop loss is going to be above that resistance zone. We can just target the next support zone for our take profit, right? So, you know, the reverse is the case for a buy trade. If you're going to enter a buy trade, perhaps after you get a confirmation, you know, your next, your target, your exit zone could be the next resistance. So it's just pretty straightforward. Okay. You know, this keeps everything mechanical and prevents overthinking. All right. Now, another major advantage of using the H1 strategy is discipline and patience. Lower time frames often push traders into impulsive decisions because of constant movement. But the H1 slows things down, allowing you to analyze, plan, and execute without the fear of missing out. So this helps build consistency, and consistency is what every trader is looking for. Finally, let us touch on how to incorporate this into your routine. Okay, many traders use the H1 trading strategy as their core system. You know, they check the higher time frame like the daily or the H4, you know, for the bigger picture, right? And then they execute their trades on the H1. Okay, so this way they align with the overall trend while finding precise entries. So it's structured, it's reliable, and suitable for both beginners and advanced traders, right? To recap, you have to identify the market structure on the H1. You mark out your strong support and resistance zones. You wait for clear entry signals at those zones. You plan your exits logically at the next levels, and then stay disciplined, right, by allowing the H1 chart to slow down your decisions, right? So that is the full breakdown of the H1 trading strategy. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps bring more free and detailed breakdowns like this one, and it ensures you stay updated with strategies that can make your trading more structured and consistent. Okay, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.